All right, all right, all right. Okay, today we're going to talk about kind of a storytelling episode. We're going to talk about shooting stock photography and videography. Now, stock photography and videography for stock news agencies, commercial, is about 50% of my annual income. Now, the big thing is that you gotta understand what stock photography is. A lot of people will try it and they say, oh, it doesn't work. And then you have these others that are on the internet that get on there and say, it's easy money. Okay, well, it's not easy money and it takes a long time. It's taken me about 7-8 years. But a lot of times I have my big Sonys. Sometimes I'm just carrying my everyday, which is a Lumix GX8. And it's kind of old. It's been around for a while. It's got a full magnesium body. I have a Leica lens on it. And it's fogging up because you can tell it's cold out here. It's got a full articulating. It's only got a 20 meg. It's only got a 20 meg sensor, megapixel. But it works great. It's inconspicuous. Doesn't draw a lot of attention. So, I was in a conversation with somebody the other day that does the same thing I do. They're talking about how I get shots. And he is pretty much a gear hawk. He's got the latest and greatest and the best. But just because you have the latest and greatest doesn't mean that it's the best. I have this. I have my Sonys. I actually have a older red camera that I rarely use. But the single most important thing that I've had for the last 7 years, especially with stock, is this right here. This is a radio scanner, a police scanner. Now, I listen to this sometimes at night and it helps me sleep. It's really nice. I have a short little stubby antenna on it right there. I do have a regular antenna. And when I'm home and I want to listen to it, I've got an antenna on top of the roof that hooks to it. But when you do stock photography or videography, you got to think about what sells. So what sells right now, and usually evergreen, always, protests, news, happenings. Now, I don't sell like night crawling. I don't chase accidents and stuff like that. But I do go to protests, and I go to big parades. Like, for instance, years ago we shot the Rose Parade in Portland. Now, when you're doing news or archival stuff, they want big crowds. They want stuff that's going on. They want happenings. So I take this, I put this little stubby antenna on it, and this is, well, I got this in 2018. This is the third one I've purchased. I trash them every other year because I use them so much. But with that stubby antenna on and a monitor coming out, it goes right on my hip, the back, my back. And it's got a option called close call. Now this is a high-end scanner called close call. What it does, it picks up any frequencies that are the closest to me. So having this little stubby antenna, and like when we were shooting the Rose Parade, I hear everything that's going on. I hear the floats that are being staged, when they're setting up the boost, the sites. They'll stage for like EMS for anything that happens along the rail. So what this allows me to do is I hear they're staging EMS at this point, or this float at this point, or this ride at this point. I can go there and get shots of them setting it up. Right now, the same goes. There's a fight breaking out in the beer garden. I can run out and I don't get involved, but I can get back and get a wide shot of the chaos that sells. They do a big bike ride through my area here, and local ham radio operators volunteer to help with it. So there's ham guys talking throughout the trails, telling you what's going on, what's happening, if there's any crashes, if there's anything going on. Well, I hear it on this, and I go there. I have the first photo. It's up because I use an iPad. It's up, it's online, it's ready to sell. Now the other thing is our comms. Now we used to use those bubble pack radios, those FRS radios, and this is a GMRS FRS radio. A little bit more advanced, but that's the only place it goes. So I have large shoots. I'll have 2 assistants, makeup, a gaffer, and a couple producers. Well, if I distribute these out, and these are on Amazon and they're really cheap, lock them in on a channel so we all hear each other, and they're talking. Now this is not the scanners that we moved into comms, which the scanner's kind of comms too. But what this does is, and these little radios are pretty well built. Hooks on them. They have an earpiece in. It's got a little mic right here, and they can go, hey, you know. So I can go, hey, are we ready for makeup? And then go, yeah, probably about 5 minutes. Or I can have somebody go and put a light up. Or I can have somebody check, how's the craft table? Are we ready to break for lunch? Anyway, we need to. Comms is super important, especially for product and commercial photography. If you want to do a more passive long run, which I've always called my stock stuff. That's my retirement fund. Now, with this costs right about $700. It's got a brother now that's the same radio with a little extra stuff that's about $900. But with this, I've been through, I think, 3, maybe 4. But within the first year I buy this, I make enough money to pay for this radio on top of everything else. So it's an investment, something like this is. Now, I'm not shooting stringer stuff. I'm not running out to accidents and shooting stuff like that. I'm doing events. I'm doing car races. I'm doing stuff newsworthy. And there's a lot of stuff going on that's newsworthy. Unfortunately, because of the state of the country, right now protests are huge. CNN's picking up my stuff from my stock agency on protests. That's how huge protest has gotten. Now, in stock, I've got a very good selling piece of a gentleman in a cowboy hat riding on a surfboard in the American River up in Auburn. And the American River's and he's surfing on the surfboard in a cowboy hat. It's been used in a couple commercials. Stuff like that goes a long time. I still make about $5-10 a year off that. That's $5 or $10 a year. When I do protests, and sometimes I don't have big rigs, I have just this. I can get a shot that'll do $300-400 a month. Now remember, if you shoot 20 shots and you're getting between $200 and $400 a month on those shots, that's some money. Again, this is a Lumix GX8. It's old, full magnesium body, but I just love this camera. It's got this little thing here too. This camera is a great camera. Inconspicuous. Unfortunately, the lens, this Leica lens, costs more than the body does. But even with Lumix has some good glass. Micro Four Thirds. That's pretty much how this works. Now, another part with the scanner. A lot of times I put a longer antenna on it, which is just that quick. In Santa Cruz or Monterey, one thing I have done real well with, if they see a shark sighting, so you hear about it, I'll put this on with my monitors in and go out there with a big camera and a big lens, and you can hear them talking about where they're searching at, what they're doing, where it was seen. Now, I know where it was seen before anybody else that's doing this. See, if you go out there and you sit with a camera and go off of just what you hear, and you can have the biggest camera in the world, and it doesn't matter. If you know where the shot is, you can have a cell phone, and it matters. That's what the whole point is. This is probably for stock one of my most valuable pieces of equipment. It's a Uniden Bearcat SDS 100. Probably my most valuable second most valuable asset? Comms. I know I'm repeating myself, but they make equipment for studios for comms. Super expensive. This little radio lasts all day. Cost me, I think, $25 to wear comms for what we're using. A regular comms would be $225 for a little pack, where I can throw this on them, monitor in, we talk, gets the job done. I can change antennas on it so I get farther, more distance. This comms and knowing what you're doing is a big part. The major part. It's more than just picking up a camera. So that's my story for this Monday, my talking story. Not much to happen. More talking. I've been told they want to hear my voice more. So, hope you guys had a great Christmas. Now, I did a live stream last night, and I couldn't figure out how come nobody was on it. Well, because when you drink too many Guinnesses, you forget to take it off of private. Remember that. Don't drink and live stream.